when you're ready, you can start the playlist or start playing. And I hope you can't hear mine. All right. So I want everyone, we're going to start in child's pose today. So your knees can be as wide as your mat or a little bit in, like hip width distance, and your big toes are touching. And you're going to sit your hips back on it and walk your hands out. Lower your head to the ground. If it doesn't reach the ground, that's okay. We're looking for a straight spine. And I just want you to take a few deep breaths here and begin shifting your attention from your outside world to your inner world. Try and connect to your breath. Now I'm going to be moving like during the class while I'm talking. So I'm just going to move a bit closer as someone's talking. Just made that. So I'm going to be moving, but if I move on the screen, just try and stay in the poses that I told you. Okay, so stay in your child's pose. Today is World Earth Day. I don't know if everyone knows that. So today's theme, I was going to do air, but I've decided to do your heart. So we're doing heart openers today. So I want you to just pay attention to if you're feeling a bit closed, then hopefully today we can open you up a little bit, okay? In your child's pose, I want you to bend your elbows and bring your hands to a heart prayer. And you can put it on the top of your head, or if your shoulders are more flexible, you can bring your hands applying to the base of your neck. And close over your eyes if they're not already closed. If you're just joining us, we're in child's pose. Our hands are at heart's prayer. And all right, so I'm going to try and talk a bit louder for you as well, okay? Sorry guys, thanks so much for your patience. I really appreciate you all so much. Beautiful, okay. And here in this position, in your prayer pose with your hands touching, I want you to set an intention for today's practice. It might be to be a bit more present. Or perhaps it's as simple as hearing your breath. Your next exhale, we're going to come up onto all fours. We want our wrists stacked under our shoulders and our knees under our hips. We're going to go into cat-cow. So inhale, I want you to drop your hips, drop your tummy, lift your hips and open your heart forward. Exhale, suctioning the stomach up, lowering the tailbone and tucking the head. Inhale, rolling through the spine, opening up your heart. Exhale, really suctioning that tummy. That's fine. And I want you to do 3 more like this at your own pace with your breath. I see a few new people have jumped on. I hope you can hear me. Nice work. Keep going, guys. Get your cat-cow. If you want, close your eyes over. And when you've completed your last breath, we'll meet in tabletop. So a flat back. We're going to stretch out our wrists. So I want you to keep your hands where they are, and we're going to lean a little bit forward in front of them. Just to the point, it's uncomfortable, but it's not painful. Can you breathe into your wrist? And let that go. Feel free to add a bit of movement. You can rock back and forth. And start feeling how flexible your wrists actually are. I might caveat that if you have a wrist injury, please be careful. Perhaps just staying in all fours, or you can take the weight off and just do it with your hands, okay? Antonio, that's mostly you. Okay, we'll swap the hands. So the base of our palms are now facing the front of our mat, and our fingers are pointing down to our feet. And we're going to do the same thing. So we're working to stretch them out. We lean back and forward and back. So you feel the stretch here when you lean back. Now, because I think a few people jumped on at different times, the music might be a bit different, so just try and move with whatever you've got, okay? 2 more wrist stretches here. We're going to take the base of our palms, put them together, so it's like a flower, down on the mat, and we're going to move in a circular motion. Again, try and keep your attention on those small points in your wrist that you're finding tension. Can you release them? Okay, and 1 more, we're going to turn our hands the other way so our fingers are pointing. I don't know if you can see this, fingers pointing together, big hands, big long fingers touching, I don't know what they're called. And again, we're going in a circular motion. And back into child's pose. Lowering your hips down. And arms stretch out. And we'll begin. Inhale, look to your hands, and I want you to just step up to your hands. We're going to start with our sun salutation. So inhale, halfway lift, hands can go on your shins, looking for a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Working together, crown of our head to the ground. Inhale, slowly rise up. 3, 2, 1. Hands come up, all the way to the sky. Knee and heart. Sorry, James is hitting the tree though. And heart center. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to go through one sun salutation. So arms rise up to the sky. Inhale, hands meet at prayer. Sorry guys. And exhale, forward fold. All the way down. Uttanasana. So forward fold. Here, if you want, you can grab opposite elbows and place your ears in line with your biceps. And we're just rocking out. Exhale, lower the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back. Exhale, place your hands on the mat. And we're going to step back into our high plank. I want you to hold this plank for a minute. Not the whole minute. Not figurative. Not literally. All right, you're set up here. We're working to get the balls of our feet directly under our heels. Tucking in your tummy, okay? And if you can, try and imagine a long line of energy all the way from your heels coming out the crown of your head. Press the earth away with your hands. Shift your weight forward. And on your next exhale, we're going to lower, chaturanga. 3, 2, 1. Nice work, guys. Make sure your hands are set up under your elbows. We're going to magnetize the elbows together. Plant the tops of the feet in the mat. Lift the chest. Cobra Pose. This is the beginning of our back bends, or harder. Exhale, pressing up, lifting your hips to the sky. Untuck your toes. This is your first downward dog. We're going to take 5 conscious breaths here. Again, in our down dog. We're working to balance the weight evenly between our legs and our upper body. Engaging your core can help your hips lift a little higher. And don't worry if your knees are bent. Most importantly is your hips. Eventually, we'll get the hamstrings open enough to keep your legs straight. One more breath. You look to your hands, bend your knees, and we'll slowly tiptoe forward. Keep your hands connected to the mat. Keep your hands connected, so bend as much as you need. When your feet get up just under your hands, we're going to exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back, hands can come to shins. If you're a bit more flexible, hands can go on the ground as long as your spine is straight. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slowly rise up. All the way. Hands come up to the sky. And down to heart center. Beautiful. That's one sun salutation. That whole movement of exercise. We're going to do another one. Take one deep breath. Exhale. And here we go again. Inhale. Arms come up. Exhale, hands come to heart center, and we slowly fold over. All the way down. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down into the mat, and you bring your feet out to a high plank. All right, we're going to hold this. We're going to get our core working, because in back bends, your back can be essentially, we need a strong core. Okay, this is hard to do while I'm doing it too. Okay, we're gonna go down to our forearms, lower to your forearms, and back up. Here we go again. Lower your left forearm, right forearm, and back up. Now swap sides, so right forearm down, left forearm down, and back up. 3 more. Right arm down, left arm down, and back up. I forgot what order we're doing, but pretty much try and alternate. 1 more. Engage those lower abs. And when you're done, shift your weight forward. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Lift up into cobra, heart shines forwards, elbows together, wrists under your elbows. Exhale, lift your hips to the sky. Untuck your toes. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Try and connect back to the intention you set at the beginning of class. Can you find yourself again here in down dog? The end of your last breath, we look to our hands. This time bend your knees and we're just going to step 1 foot at a time all the way up. So instead of tiptoeing, I'm just going to come from here. Here. Bend your knees, step up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slowly rise up. All the way. Arms come up to the sky. And if you want, you can gaze over the top of your fingers. Hands come to heart center. We've got 1 more sun salutation to do, guys. Doing great. Here we go. Inhale, arms rise up. Forward fold, all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come to the mat, and this time step back with the opposite foot that you've been using. So in yoga, we really try and find balance between all poses. Again, hold this plank. I won't make you go on your forearms, but we're going to build that core. You lower onto your forearms now. We're going to hold it here. Find your center. And exhale, lower, 3, 2, 1. Hands are still. Forearms are still down. And we're going to put our elbows, make sure they're stacked under your shoulders, and just open the chest up forward. This is Sphynx Pose. Beautiful. Hands come either side of your ribs. Magnetize the elbows together. Really point the feet, press them into the mat. And we're going to round up and open our chest. Cobra Pose. I'm going to hold this. Find the strength in your back. Exhale, lower down. Take a few breaths. We're going to do Cobra Pose again. This time I want you to try and focus on your stomach. Okay, we're trying to engage those lower abs so we're not dumping into our lower back. So set up your arms. Hands come beneath your elbows, right next to your ribs. Pull them together, and as if someone's got a string on the top of your head, it's pulling you up and forward. Here we go, Cobra. Engage your legs. This is not as much energy pointing back as there is up. Exhale, lower down. Nice work, guys. And your next breath, we're going to lift up into down dog, so lift your hips to the sky. Set up your feet hip width distance apart. Bring your feet together at the back of the mat to touch. We're going to go into a 3-legged down dog. So lift your left leg to the sky. And again, like I showed you last week, we're not pointing it. It's as if we're pressing into a wall above us. Okay, so flex your foot. Inhale, bend that knee and bring it in all the way to your left elbow. Touch your left elbow. And exhale straight back out to the sky. 3 more like this. Use your abs here. Inhale, all the way in. Tuck it in, tuck it in. Can you go even higher than your elbow? Exhale, straight back out. One more time. Tuck it in, tuck it in. And straight back out. And lower that leg back down to the ground. Lower your knees. Child's pose. Nice work. Inhale, gonna lift back up into down dog. You got this, guys. That's not easy. Inhale, lift that left leg back up again. Inhale, bend the knee, touch the elbow, and plant that front foot down. We're gonna go into our Angelina Asana. Lower that back leg, untuck the toes. When you feel steady, we're gonna lift our arms to the sky. And this is the beginning of our back bends as well. Bring your hands, clasp them down at your tailbone together. When you feel ready, we're going to open up our chest and slowly start bending back. Now, I don't expect you to be able to go this far back, right? But pretty much opening up our shoulders, that's what we're looking for. We find a lot of the time when we're working or on our laptops, our shoulders crunch in, even when you're sleeping sometimes. So this practice, I really want to open us up. We're going to forward fold like a humble warrior. So our left shoulder goes to our left knee. And we're going to tuck the back toe, straighten the front leg, flex the front foot, and lift your hands to the sky. It's a hamstring stretch. And exhale, lower that front foot back into Angelina Asana. And hands come down. Lift that back leg. Bring the front leg to meet it at the back. Shift the weight forward. Lower down for 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Hands come on either side of you. Magnetize the elbows. Lift the chest forward. Cobra Pose. Exhale, let it go. This time I want you to extend your hands on either side of your body. And we're going to go into Cobra Pose. Actually, sorry, set them back up for Cobra Pose. We'll go into Cobra. We're going to lift our back legs and then extend our hands out either side of us. Locust Pose. And exhale, lower down. We're going to do 2 more Locust Pose. Inhale, you can set up Cobra if you need to. Otherwise, we can start with our hands. Sorry, James is just doing it. No cueing necessary. Extend. Yeah, see if you can really open up your chest. Exhale, lower down. One more, guys. I'm tired. I don't know how you're feeling. All right, inhale, lift the legs. Point the toes, extend your energy. Reach out behind you. And if you want, you can clasp your hands again at the base of your spine and use them to help open your chest up higher. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, we're going to press up into down dog. Lift your hips. Bring your feet together at the back of the mat. And we'll lift our right leg to the sky this time. Inhale, bend the knee. Tap your right elbow. Straight back out. 2 more like this. At your own breath, okay? So it's exhale, extend. Inhale, bring them to tuck. And at your last inhale, place that front foot down next to your right hand. Lower your back leg, untuck the toes. Lift up, Angelina Asana. Hands come to meet at the base of your spine. extend. Open up your chest. And we're going to lower into humble. I actually made this one up, so I don't know what this is called. Humble something. Right shoulder to right knee, and then we're going to flex that, straighten the front leg, flex the front foot. And I don't know, just try and do what I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm doing. And hands come down to frame that front foot, tuck that back, those back toes. And we're going to go back into down dog. Lower your knees. And lower your hips down to your toes, child's pose. In child's pose, guys, your arms are still active. So it might look really relaxed, but actually there's energy flowing forward out to the tops of our fingers. Keep your arms active, and each exhale, try and reach a little further forward. Inhale, lifting back up onto all fours. We're going to lie on our back. I've been trying to work you guys up to bridge pose. I might not have timed it right. Oh, it's only 2:30. Okay. Well, I feel like my playlist might end earlier than expected, guys. So if you have something else to put on, I really apologize. All right, we're going to lie on our back. Knees. I want your knees, your feet up, your shins parallel to the ground, so your knees are in a right angle. Hands can come down either side of you. And we're just going to extend the legs, so I don't know what degree that is, 40 degrees, 45 degree angle, and press through the balls of your feet like you're pressing into something, like pressing a pedal down. Okay, hands can come up now, fingertips pointing to the sky and directly over your shoulders. And this is a little bit of an ab workout before we get into bridge, so we can have a strong back, okay? So we're going to lower the left leg and the left hand at the same time. And the right hand can come up behind your head or stay back up. And we don't want the foot to touch the ground. Back up. And we're going to exhale, lower the right leg down, almost to the ground. Hand follows. And if you want, opposite side for the other hand. And straight back up. And I want you to move at your own breath. It's exhale down, inhale up. We're going to alternate legs and hands. And I want you to do like 5 on each side. So I think I'm at 3. Now, this is all about control. And I know it's not easy, but this is going to help you reach deeper into your back bends. So really focus on your lower abs. Keeping your arms engaged. When you're finished, bring your knees into your chest and release. I think my playlist is on shuffle. Hi, Dad. I hope you guys are in a good spot. Feet come down to the ground. And we're going to try our bridge pose, okay? So we're setting up our feet. I want you to be able to put your hands on either side of you. Bring your knees in close to your butt. And I want your, what's your middle finger called? Your middle finger. I want it to be able to graze, just graze your heels, okay? So set up your feet so you're just grazing the tips of your heels with your fingers. We're going to roll your shoulders under your chest a little bit, right? Just to open it up. So you're not just straight there. Open up a little bit. Hands come up, so your fingertips are pointing to the sky, and elbows are tucked in nice and tight to your ribs. I want you to engage your core. Tuck your tailbone, so instead of it being like this, tuck your tailbone. And on the count of 3, we're going to lift the hips up to the sky. Bridge pose, okay? 1, 2, 3, inhale. Up they go. Now in bridge pose, we are activating the glutes, but also the core, okay? So keep your core engaged. And you see how my knees are kind of over my ankles? I want you to press your knees further back. So it's as if someone's pressing into your knees. So they're kind of in like a right angle. You can use your hands to really push your chest up a little. Sorry, not your hands, your triceps. And exhale, lower to the ground. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. You might feel like you want to hug your knees in, but just wait a second, because with your spine, I don't want it to be flexing one way and then the other way too quickly, okay? All right, we're going to set up again. To be able to graze your heels, tuck in your elbows, point your fingers to the sky, tuck your tailbone, and lift. Press your knees towards your face. Your chest should kind of come up into your face. And if you want here, we can clasp our hands together underneath at our tailbone, place them on the mat, and you can use that to lift up a little higher. Okay, but we don't want your arms lifting off the mat. So as long as they can stay on the mat. 3 more breaths here. And lower it down. 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring your knees into your chest now, slowly. And hug them. And let go, release. We're going to go back into bridge. Now, guys, this time, I'm going to give you an option. I don't know what level everyone's at, but if you want to try and go into wheel, you can, okay? But just meet yourself where you're at. If the bridge is too difficult for you, you stay there, because it's a beautiful pose. You're still opening up your chest, okay? So I'll cue you if you want to go into wheel, otherwise you just stay in bridge. So fingertips graze your heels. Tuck your tailbone. Please engage your core, guys. That's how we get our back injuries, I know. And inhale, lift the chest. Sorry, lift your hips and your chest. You can, again, clasp your hands under your tailbone if you'd like. If you'd like the variation going into wheel, you can bring your hands up on either side of your ears. Make sure your elbows aren't splaying out. We want them together. You can lift up onto your head. And try and keep the elbows tucked in like chaturanga. I don't want them out and swaying. And on your next inhale, you can push up off the ground. It's wheel pose. If you're feeling too much pressure in your lower back, just go back down. And please go back in the same order. So head first, tuck the head, keep the chest up, and then lower slowly. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Bring your knees in. And stay down. Sorry, I know I just got up, but you stay down. I'm just seeing how long everyone has left on their playlist, because mine was on shuffle like a silly girl. All right, we're going to turn over onto our tummy. And before we were doing Locust Pose. If you want, just sit in Sphynx with me. Keep your chest open. We were doing Locust, so we were pointing our toes out and extending our hands. I would love to try Bow Pose with you all, okay? So if you are not ready for Bow Pose, that's okay. But I want you to do a few more Locusts while we're doing it. Otherwise, if you do want to try Bow Pose, I'll just show you what it looks like. Okay, so if you can grab your ankles, then we flex our feet, and then we press our feet away, okay, opening our chest. Okay, so that's what Bow Pose looks like. Bow Pose looks like. So we're going to start lying down. Take a few breaths. And breathe into your tummy. I want you to really connect with your core that you've been working so hard. It helps protect our spine. Okay, when you feel ready, you can either go into Locust, pointing your feet, extending your hands, or we can bend our legs in. You can grab each ankle, not your foot, okay? Your ankle. Okay, bring your knees together, okay? When we come up, they might open a bit, but we try and keep them together. When you feel ready, flex your foot and use your feet, yeah, and your back foot. Press your feet back to the back of the mat, opening up your chest. If you can, lift your head. Bow Pose, does that look like a bow? Woo. And if you want, release into Locust and exhale straight back down. We're going to do 2 more like this, okay? So if you're enjoying your Bow Pose or you want to try doing that again, do that again. You can go back into Locust or even Cobra, guys. This is your practice, okay? If I was with you, I'd be assessing where you're up to. So if you're not ready, please meet yourself where you're at. Yoga has a way of bringing up our ego. So when you're ready, bend your knees, we can grab our ankles, flex our feet, engage your core, and press away. You can imagine yourself as a bow if you'd like. I'm a bow. Exhale, lower down. Sorry, guys. James and I have very relaxed music on right now, so I'm going to change it. We're going to do it one more time. I'm just going to have to keep it coming. Bend your knees, grab your ankles. And extend, flex, or Locust. This is a great tricep workout, actually. You can engage your hands enough. And exhale, lower down. Great, great work. Press up off the ground and just go into Child's Pose for me. This is a great opportunity, again, to turn your attention inward. You guys have all worked so hard. So when you press back up, we're going to lie on our back and begin our cool down. Yay! So we lie on our back. And you've done a lot of back bending today, guys, and heart opening. So we're going to start with Happy Baby. So Happy Baby is the best pose. We bring our feet up again, flexing our feet. So our toes are coming towards our face. we grab the outer edges of our feet with our hands, and we're just going to rock like a happy baby. And I just want you to have a think about what may have come up for you in today's practice. Could you notice any voices? I know, they're crazy. Do you have your internal monologue that's still going? Is there any point where that quieted for you? Perhaps when connecting with your breath. Exhale, lower your legs down. We're going to go into figure 4. With your left leg, I want your left leg to cross over your right. So your ankle is on top of your knee. We're going to clasp under our left leg and meet yourself where you're at again. If your right foot on the ground with your left leg folded over is enough, stay there. Okay? Otherwise, grab under your leg. We're going to pull it in towards our chest, keeping that left foot flexed. And again, this is going to be different for each person. So if you run, you can roll from side to side to feel where you feel your deep glute stretch, okay? It should be on your outer left glute. So, and then otherwise you can come up through your hamstrings. And exhale, release that foot. Swap sides. Right leg goes on top. And clasp under your left leg. Bring it in to meet your chest. Flex that right foot, it will help you go a bit deeper. And exhale, lower that leg. Go into our supine twist. This is one of my favorites because it helps realign your spine. If you hear any cracking, that's good. Okay, don't be alarmed. If it's painful, probably we have to define what that pain is. Okay, so lift your left leg. Shin is parallel to the ground. Arms extend either side of you. And roll your left leg over to your right. And then turn your head to your left. So your head and your knee are facing opposite directions. And if you want, you can use your right hand to hold that left leg down. Now this, I want your body to be relaxed. So just try and breathe in. As you exhale, let go of the tensions that your muscles have right now. And again, I want you to try and connect to something a little deeper that sits underneath your thoughts. Keep your eyes closed. See if you can hear your heart. Feel your heart. Breath is the gateway to an open heart. So is your breath stuck anywhere? Exhale, bring that knee back to center. And lower your left leg. Sorry about the helicopter. I don't know if you guys can hear it. We're going to do the same on the other side. So lift your right leg up so your shin's parallel to the ground. And we're going to roll the left leg, the right leg over to the left. And your head is It's looking out to your right hand. And it's best here in this pose for our palms to be face down. And we're working to keep both our shoulder blades on the ground. So if your right one's lifting up, you need to bring your leg up a little bit, right? Shoulder blades should be kind of flat on the ground, and then your knees folds over. This is ringing out our spine, essentially. So our spine is full of flexibility, but if we stop moving it, it will stop having those functions. So supine twist is great. Oh, I heard a crack. It's great to open you up. Exhale, bring that knee back to center. Bring both knees into your chest. And I just want you to give yourself a little hug. So this is kind of like a fetus position. Because we've opened our chest so much today, I don't want you to feel too exposed. So take this moment just to feel the strength of yourself, to comfort yourself, and know that you're always there. And exhale, lower the legs down to the ground. Hands come out on either side of you, palms facing up, and your feet might tend to splay out. But you just let them go. Just let them release whatever's comfortable. If you have any props that you've used before in your Savasana, please use them now. If you've got a sore back, you can put a cushion under your knees. Otherwise, close your eyes over. Take a few breaths. And with each exhale, you sink a little deeper into the earth. This beautiful place that keeps on turning. It's always been here. Always will in some form. And just for a brief moment in time, you can let go. Anything you're holding on to that's not serving you anymore. when you feel ready, we're going to start bringing your attention back to the room. Deepen your breath. Big, deep belly breaths. You can place your hands on your tummy to feel if it helps. Or can you breathe deep into what we've just worked out all day? Not all day, blessing. Roll onto your side, your left or your right, that's your choice. Keeping your eyes closed. And with your eyes still closed, slowly press up into a comfortable seat. Hands come to heart center. A few more deep breaths here. And just revisit that intention that I got you to set at the beginning of class. No judgment on it. Thank yourself for coming to practice with me today. And I know there's lots of other things we could be doing, but I really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for practicing with me and each other. Namaste.